Welcome to the Elijah Discussion Forum. And what is the purpose of this forum? Is for us to become one big, beautiful family in God. Intimately connected, fruitful, loving, interesting, challenging, with goals, and so on and so forth. And why the name Elijah? Well, we're in the last days, I believe. Many people like me believe the same. I believe in the scriptures that I believe in, which starts with Genesis and ends with Revelation. It spells out maybe 200 chapters about the end of the world, and describes quite clearly, when you get a grip on those passages to any decent degree, what the end will be like. And today, believe me, we are in those days. So there's supposed to be an Elijah before the second coming, and there was an Elijah before the first coming. John the Baptist was the Elijah before the first coming, and there'll be another, I think an individual. But actually, if you really want to get down to it, the ultimate Elijah at all times and forerunners to any particular great events would be Jesus, God, the Holy Spirit himself. And we all participate in this activity, this job that Elijah has, if there in fact is one individual, which I believe there probably is, but we're all participating in that. It's kind of a group effort as well, all of us who are especially in God's family. So what might we want to discuss in this forum? Well, any and everything that is helpful, that builds a wonderful world and a happy planet and a God-loving and peace-loving planet. We'd want to talk about which religion is the right religion. What's the right way to God? What are the wrong ways? But we want to do it in a way that we can keep our heads connected to our body, hopefully. So if somebody has a disagreement with what's being said on this forum, please note it down in the comments section. As far as I'm concerned, you might want to put your email or your website, or reference a book or a video or some teacher or religious guru to help straighten people out or help them understand more correctly the things that are being said on this forum. So topics, various topics. Well, how to get in God's family would be a great, very important topic. How to stay in his family, how to grow and experience more of God, his family, his energizing life, his work in a good way. How to have God flow through you to people around you. That would be very important. How to test the spirits. When is somebody speaking by God's power or speaking according to God's plan? Or when is somebody living according to God's plan? How can you tell? And then there's many topics that tie into these things. Even our health, our physical health. How can we be physically, psychologically healthy? What kind of medicine is really good for us, is really effective, as opposed to other medicine that's questionable or second-rate, second string, or even not really as good as it's cranked up to, or just whatever. I mean, there's some treatments, alternative treatments, as opposed to Western so-called pharmaceutical drug-driven treatments that are, in my opinion, and many like me, very effective and way better than the so-called big, huge drug conglomerates methods of treatments. And then how about what about things like AIDS? Is this some African monkey that we got it from them, or is it man-made in laboratories? Maybe a biowarfare agent It could have been maybe even paid for by some government, for example. I mean, if you've looked into this topic, you've probably heard that line of thinking. So that would be another topic to look at. Cancer. Are there any cures to speak of, or is it very limited, like the so-called modern Western medicine would seem to say, or are there many alternative treatments that are very effective? And let's see, so we've got that, and then also, well, mind control. Maybe you've heard of that, MK Ultra. That's a hot topic sometimes, different times, and they made lots of movies about it where it's included in the movie. A lot of times people don't quite realize that that's what part of the movie is about. Is this real, or is this make-believe? I mean, is it being done today? Was it done in the past? Have they quit? Are they still doing it? Is it kind of very crude, or is it extremely sophisticated? If it's being used extensively today, I mean, what is the effect? How do they use it? I mean, are we, many of us, associating with people who are under this mind control? So that would be a topic that we should discuss, I believe. And also abortion, I think, is another topic that should be discussed. Is this something that's good, or is this something that God didn't give us permission on? He didn't allow for that. Now, I mean, if a woman is in some kind of a death grip, and they feel if they leave the baby in, she's going to die. If they take the baby out, then maybe she'll live. Well, then maybe they could take the baby out, but they shouldn't just throw it in the garbage can. They should try and make the baby live too. So that's the way I look at that. I mean, is abortion something that's good or bad? I mean, this is something that we should look into and discuss and try and get to a bottom line according to God's guiding, according to what God would have, whoever that happens to be. And who is God? That's a topic. Can we know who He is? Is there proof and evidence? You know, like I said before, which way to God is correct? Is there such a thing? Can we know? You know, the scientific method. I mean, is that limited to just proving things in a laboratory, or is actually scientific method involve all kinds of ways to prove things? And that science has somehow tried to push a lot of things out of that method and make it seem like that's not really science. The science really include much more than that. Scientific method. That maybe they should name that differently. The special scientific method, laboratory method or something, as opposed to the scientific method in general. And anyway, so my experience is that I turned to God many years ago, and and I prayed to Him, and I didn't even know if He existed. But if you do exist, if you're good, you're powerful, there's some kind of reward, even if I've got to suffer for a long time. And you're in charge. Please give me proof and evidence so I know I'm walking according. So I know that whatever particular religion you're showing me is true. It's from you. It's your way. And then about 7 years later, He started guiding me and showing me the right religion, giving me proof and evidence. And He basically, initially with me, to a large degree, used the end-time prophecies. He helped me to understand them to an extensive degree, about 30 years ago, actually. So, to some degree, I've got a better grip on them, maybe a little more extensive, maybe made some changes in my views over the years somewhat on the end-time prophecies of the world, end of the world, but so anyway, and then as time went on, I experienced Him more and more, His love, His teaching, His guiding, His saving me out of situations. It's been a wonderful experience. I highly recommend Him. And so you can contact us on Facebook and at GPR Plus 45 days 2023 NXT at live.com.